everyone, Daisy here again with another layout for Spiegel Mom Scraps. September is the month that the sparklers are using works of art as their inspiration for their layouts. And so I showed at the beginning of this video what I used for my inspiration this week, and it was the seahorse made up of all the little dots. Now I chose to use a cow, and that's just because the pictures that I'm using are of the first time my son ever met a cow at a petting zoo, and they were his favorites. So I just got an image off of Google for a cow and cut it out on my silhouette, and I'm actually using the negative space of the cut file, I guess. And I'm using two little dots and just stamping them on, and the dots are actually part of like an exclamation point and a question mark from some really old stamp set that I had, and I just cut the ends off, and so that's what I'm using to create all these dots. And the inks I'm using are Stampability, I believe is what it's called, and they are like the Hobby Lobby brand inks. And I'm just using them, like I have a full rainbow color, and I'm using all of them to create this lovely cow kind of shape. So I really love how this turned out, and I spent forever trying to figure out which way I wanted the cow to face and how I was going to have my photos and everything. And then up here you'll be able to see that I screw it all up. So then I have to come up with a different kind of plan on the fly. These two inks, the black and the gray inks that I'm using, are Hero Arts. No, Hero Arts? Yeah, Hero Arts. And I believe they're shadow inks, and they are just in the black and the charcoal. So now I'm just going to sprinkle with some of my Shimmerz mists, and I am using the mists in Coloringz of Night Moves and Pink Stiletto, and then this is a Vibes in Jeni-B-Bleu, and I'm just sprinkling them all over. And I don't know if you caught it or not because I have this sped up really fast, but I spilled the Pink Stiletto on the cow's neck, and of course it leaked, you know, outside of my stencil area. Super frustrated with myself. So while I'm trying to think of how to get out of that, I decide that I want to outline the cow shape, and I'm doing like a really messy kind of sketchy line around the cow shape, and that's just to kind of define the edges or whatever. And so I just wanted to make it really sketchy and, you know, hand drawn. So now I have no idea how to fix this because I have that big pink splotch, and I wanted to title this MOO just because there wasn't really any other good title for it. And that font is the Bromello font off of dafont.com, and so I just blew it up and cut it out. And now I am trimming down my photos because I didn't want to cover up as much of the cow as I was. So I'm trimming them down a little bit. And I had taken a picture and was asking the other design team members how I should fix this, and everybody said I need to cover it up. So another, you know, opportunity for embellishment, I believe, is what Laura Rumble said. And Mary said that I should put a cowbell there, which I loved that idea, and actually off camera I did play around with that a lot, but I did not like the way it looked at all. I felt like it then all became about the cowbell, so I do end up covering it up, and I really kind of like the way it ends up turning out. So here you're going to see me come in, and I chose to use, I have a bunch of the Cork Stars that were from the shop that Jody decided no longer to carry, and I have different sizes of them And so I am going to use them all over my page here. And you're going to see my daughter and her friend both give thumbs ups and wave and everything. I kind of forgot that was in the video. So here I am sprinkling around all the sequins. So I am using a variety of sequins in, you know, all of kind of the same colors I used to stamp on the background. So I'm going to be using Lisa's Starry Night, excuse me, let's see, Painted Gardens, Aquarius, On Pointe, and that might actually be it. I think I only used 4 mixes. I did pull out Black Tie Event because I was thinking about adding in an eye like I did in my previous layout with the giraffe, but it just looked weird, so I didn't want to do that. And then I was going to use some of these gold or orange blossom, like the yellow ones from the orange blossom, but they were like the flat disc sequins and I didn't like the way they looked. I wanted them to stand out more from the stamping, so I used the you know, like more 3D kind of sequins. And so I just went off camera there and glued them all down, and then I started adding this twine and forgot I wasn't recording, so I turned the camera on quick. And this twine is from the shop, and it is in black. It's just black, and I thought it was perfect for like a farm kind of layout because it reminds me a lot of baling twine. So I thought it would be perfect to just kind of loop it around here, and I thought I was going to layer it behind the word MOO, and so that's why I have all this extra, but I felt like the MOO just kind of blended in and it made it not as readable. So I'm just adhering the stars down. Oh yeah, and my son and husband brought me a Snickers that says soft, which I had no idea what they were talking about, and apparently it's a wrestling thing, so whatever. So I'm just making loops and I'm using glossy accents. I think I actually switched to my Tombow Mono Multi because it actually works a lot better, but this is what I was using for the sequins, so I just, you know, kept using it. I finally went and bought more of the little glue dots, the little, I guess like micro ones, which I had run out, and let me tell you, I don't ever want to run out again. So I went and bought some more so I could put all my sequins down a lot easier. I hate using glue because my fingers get all sticky when I do it, so this loop did not want to work with me here. So now I'm going to mess around with putting it under the title, which I ultimately don't end up doing. Although it doesn't look that bad. I don't know. I guess I could have left it, but I like it better without. I think you can read the title better. So I'm just trying to decide what I want to do with this. I was thinking about attaching the end of the twine to each end of the word MOO to make it look like the twine was writing the word, kind of, but it didn't work out. But you see how the stars there, you can still kind of see the mistake, but it detracts from it, so I think it's perfect. I don't know if I said or not, but I did use Stargazer sequins. They're the little stars, and I've been using those a lot lately too. They're just like pearlescent. They're beautiful. I love them. So now I'm just adhering down the title, and I am trying to maneuver it so it kind of curves around, you know, the end of the cow, and I think that works out nice. And messing with this darn twine again. Man, I didn't realize I spent so much time. I was thinking maybe I should connect the two ends together to make it look like it's just one piece of string, but then I couldn't figure out how to get that to work. So I think I just end up clipping them off. which at the end I end up turning down that corner, so I kind of wish I would have just put both ends up to look like they disappeared underneath the corner, and then you wouldn't be able to tell that I had two bits of twine here, but it doesn't really matter, right? So I had cut this paper down, and so it is about maybe 11.5 by 11.5. Could be close to that, I think. I had trimmed down one side because the edges where I was stamping had gotten a little bit of mist on it when I was sprinkling. So I had to trim down the edges a little bit, and so I don't know that it's an exact measurement, but it's pretty close to that, I believe. So I'm trying to decide what I want to layer my pictures on, and I thought this black paper would be nice, but I don't know, I didn't like the white pattern on it, so, or the way that the pattern showed behind the photo. I thought it just made it too busy. So I do end up switching it out for just some green cardstock. And that'll be coming up here quick. And then I try a couple of backgrounds, and I end up with one that is from the Shimmerz Starshine collection. It's like a geometric kind of pattern in a blue and a green, and I really like that. I do try out a yellow cardstock, and I do like the way that looks too, but I like the geometric pattern a little bit better. So yeah, it's pretty much how the layout ends up being. I do add some journaling, which of course gets crooked, right underneath the cow's mouth or nose, and it just basically says that this was like his first field trip when we lived in this new city we had lived in, and that it was his first time meeting different farm animals, and the cows were his favorite. And I actually don't pop the photos up. I think this is the first time in a long time that I haven't popped them up on some fun foam. Weird. So there I was just seeing if I wanted to back it with something solid or not, and I really do like this yellow. It pulls out the yellow from the cow, like the little spots from the cow, but I don't know. It's just not, you know, interesting enough for me, so. So here's the paper that I end up choosing. It's the blue and green geometric pattern, and I'm just going to put that behind it, and then I decide that corner up on the top, oh my gosh, top right is, it's just too blank. Oh, and here I ran out of ATG and I hadn't gone and bought any more yet, and oh, I was so frustrated. So I just decided to fold that down, and I'm going to get my stapler and just put two staples in kind of a X pattern, and then that's going to be the end of the layout. So remember, you can use my code DAISIE15, that's DAISIE15, to get 15% off of your next order from the shop. Head on over to the blog and check out what Allie is creating today, and I hope to see you again next time. See you later. Bye.